Hey folks, I just wanted to walk through some things I've been trying with getting this F710 Logitech controller working with the Mega 65, so you can play arcade games and like that need the multi buttons. You know, let's say one for fire button, one for jump button. Yeah, because some of the new cores that Muse or Shoestring has provided, it work. They play a lot better. Like Wonderboy, Monsterland, and Ghosts and Goblins and games like that. Yeah, they work really good with two-button joysticks. Um, so this is a bit impromptu. So I'm just trying to do this live. I'll try and switch to video so you can see. I'll hold up the mouSTer that I'll use here. I had to configure that, and so into that I've plugged in the wireless dongle for my the F710 adapter. On the F710 adapter, I think there's a switch over here. I've pushed this switch at the back to left this way and not that way. Seems to work better that way. And yeah, as for the for folks that hopefully others have documented the mouSTer configuration stuff. I mean, I suppose we can kind of do it now. Um, I'll kind of prepare for this. Nah, it's not going to be easy to show now. But I'm going to switch back to the desktop to show, let's say, a mouSTer configuration file. So yeah, here, hopefully it's readable, is the mouSTer configuration file I've used, and I've configured this in a way that works nicely with the F710 controller. I kind of documented my journey a bit in the Discord thread. Some things I had to fiddle with were yeah, all right, let's go through these. The What's it called? The mode of the mouSTer. In the mouSTer, if we look at the mode here, I've set mode to equal 2, and 2 is the same thing as mouse. Oh, sorry, no, as G-pad. Sorry, I want it to be like in the past. The Mega 65 community has mainly used their mouSTers to hook up a mouse. But yeah, this time around I'm changing that to be, instead of 01, 02, to be a gamepad. Um, yeah, and I had to fiddle around a bit to get the extra buttons working, because normally our Commodore joysticks only have one fire button, and I wanted the other buttons on this control to be configured differently. There was another part of the mouSTer ini file that I noticed, this section with all these G button things. It had some default values in there, and I initially tried to fiddle with those values. That was what was there initially. G button 1 is 1, G button 2 is 1, G button 3 is this asterisk dot 1. The asterisk there is, they mentioned, is like an auto fire if you want to configure a button as auto fire. So it made this button equal to auto fire of the Commodore joystick fire button 1, so you can have a normal joystick button 1 fire and then another button configured as an auto fire. So I think my initial attempts were, we'll change this to 1, 2, 3. So like as in G button 1 will equate to one of these on your controller. G button 2 will equate to another one, and you've got to decide what should they equal to on this right hand side based on the comments above. Should it equal O2, which equates to paddle A, mouse right button, or should it equal O3, paddle B, mouse middle button? And I think my initial attempt was that, so G button 1, but I didn't know which G button 1, 2, 3 equated to which button on my control. That was a bit of trial and error, back and forth. Try this setting on the mouSTer, put it on the adapter, and then slowly over time I figured out yeah, which button is which. But still there was another thing. I couldn't get this button 2 and button 3 stuff working initially, but I read online there's another setting you need to turn on, this rev pot lines equals 01. Normally this is set to 00. Actually, I'll go back to the file. Rev pot lines. Another gotcha was this rev pot lines was mentioned twice in my ini file. So I commented out one copy of this. I should probably delete it really, because later on it's in another section. So probably you should just no, take a look if it isn't duplicated in your ini file, and if it is, delete one and change one. So yeah, by default this is there. This is, and then I've changed it to that. As for what that's doing, they wrote a bit on the comment. I feel it equates to tying of these the pot X and pot Y lines to 5 volts. So it's like a pull-up, resistor going up to 5 volts, and when you push the button down, it'll go from 5 volts to 0 volts. That's my impression. And if it's false, it says it's connected to ground instead when it's actually, or maybe I've got it the other way around. Yeah, maybe I've got it the wrong way around. But anyway, it had to be 0, 1. Okay, G button stuff. Oh yeah, once that was there, then I can modify this G button stuff, and you can see what I've done here. I've the normal fire button 0, 1. I'm mapping to G button 1, which on this device is this X here. Maybe I can show these side by side, yeah. So G button 2, which equates to the green button here, I've made equal to O2. O2 is the mouse right button, pedal A. And O3 is set to be equal to the mouse middle button, which is our button 3, I think. And then I had some fun with the other buttons. O4 I set to be the rapid fire. O4 is up here, the yellow button, just a rapid fire of button 1. And yeah, trial and error. I went down some of these I didn't see used in my control, like G button 5 or G button 6. I would try these one by one. I went down to 7 and 8. I found those and I turned those into rapid fires. 7 and 8. My controllers RB and LBs. You can't see that in this diagram. They're more in these buttons on the side. I guess I can quickly show you on. I probably ought to document these on a wiki page or something. But if I bring this controller back in view, yeah, hopefully you can get some visibility of how hard or easy it is to read, even for me with my eyes. I have to read it upside down. That doesn't help. So LT, LB, RB, RT. So I guess LB and RB are these ones, which you do from the top there, like that. Okay, gotcha. So that's it for me there. I'll flick back to the desktop if I can. Oop. Yep. So that covers how I did the mapping for my control. And also this means that, you might have different controllers at home that you want to try, which means you'll probably have to configure your own mouSTer ini setup for those G buttons. So, and that's cool. But maybe we should collect them on the wiki. This is my mouSTer ini for my F710 controller, or you have a different mouSTer config for your other controls. Maybe we pull them all together and show like a diagram like this of all the mappings we've set them to, just so others can. Oh, and this is Dan's tester program, and that's kind of handy. I'll show that. Can I make that full screen? So here's me pressing all the buttons, and so and even the rapid fire one. So I'll do that again so you can see. I push the blue one, this button 1 turns on, button 2 turns on, button 3 turns on, and then button 1 does the rapid fire. So that's what's going on there. Maybe other things to observe is what the paddle stuff is doing down here for the button 2 and 3. For button 2 and 3, paddle value goes to 0, this paddle value goes to 0. Yeah, because this is like turning pot X, from maximum to minimum, pot Y from maximum to minimum, something like that. So yeah, they're using those pot X, pot Y lines as fire buttons. So yeah, that's a clarification of the 3 changes inside the mouSTer ini. Turn the mode to 2 for gamepad. Set the rev pot lines to be 1 and not 0. And then start fiddling with the G button values to map it to 1, 2, 3. Experiment them and see what works best for your control, and probably share your mouSTer ini by the end of it, and we'll dump it on a wiki at some stage. I think that's the gist. Maybe is there other things to say? Oh yeah, this 5 buttons for the 5 plus buttons in joystick protocol. That's an interesting thing. Maybe we can support that in future. That might be nice. Like then we could have a button 4 and a button 5. They're not perfect because the way that protocol, the 5 button protocol works is it treats your joystick up and down. If of course it's impossible to push your joystick up and down at the same time, but according to this protocol, we can interpret that as, let's say, pressing a select button on your controller. And for button 5, we can treat that like, left and right on the joystick are pressed at the same time, which is typically impossible, but we can treat that as a start button. And yeah, that'd be great because, that might have other things. Like I map mine to this back button and start button, but you can imagine in your arcade games you could use one to like add coins in and this one to start the game for player one. Yeah, right now the mouSTer doesn't support this in its firmware, but I've pinged the mouSTer guy, and it might be a nice thing to add. I think he's planning to add it, and yeah, when he does, we can give that a try in our arcade course too, and it'll be interesting to see. Was there something else I wanted to say? Oh yeah, and in here, if I go full screen again, once that he does implement it in the mouSTer, we should be able to say pushing, let's say, the back button here should make joystick button 4 a highlight here, or pushing start button here. This is Dan's joystick tester program, just in case I've got to say. You can find that on the intro disc 4 in the tools section from memory. So yeah, and the hope is if you push start button, then this button 5 will highlight. Yeah, and that would mean we'd potentially have these, yeah, like 5 buttons available for our games in future. That would be nice. Um, okay, maybe I'll switch to the video and we can try these things out live and see what they look like. I'll go back to OBS, put this back on, and I'll try get my camera pointed a bit better. And okay, I'll go into intro disc 4. Maybe I'll turn the volume a little bit up. People at home are asleep now, so I don't want to wake people up. Give you a bit of volume. Hopefully you catch the volume. You might not. I don't know. Sorry, I've got my camera inside my pocket to try and keep it in place. Okay, so we're in Intro Disc 4. I'll go to Tools. Down here is the Joy Tester program. We'll jump there. Start it up. Okay, I haven't plugged in my mouSTer yet. I'll do that now. Put in the little wireless adapter dongle thingy. There we go, we're in. I'll plug it to the side of my thing here. I don't know if I can show it easily. Alright, it's gone in. Yeah, it's flashing away there. And so now, hopefully, yep, I can put my adapter here. Push the start button to fire things up. And hopefully, maybe I need to get a bit closer. See, up, down, left, right. The fire buttons are all good. Fire button 1, 2, 3, 4 is flashing away. I added also here this one to toggle the button 2, and this one here to toggle button 3. I don't know if that's terribly useful in a game, but just for fun I did it. So yeah, that might be a good way for other people. Yeah, if you want to try out your controllers, see if you've configured it correctly, it'd probably be good to jump into Dan's Joy Tester program and test it in a similar fashion. Yeah, let's try those arcade cores. So I'll switch off with the sorry, I've got the no scroll thing down, and I'll try which one? Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, I'll try a bit better. Sorry, folks. We'll fire up. Sorry, this is probably not the best way to mount a camera in your pocket. Okay, so yeah, this would be great if like right now I'll push the 5 key um, on my keyboard to get the coins in. But yeah, it'd be great if one day I could just push this button here and to get the coins in that way. Not essential, of course, but just nice. And pressing one key will start the game. But yeah, again, it'd be nice if I could just press start button one day with button 5. So yeah, okay, we'll start now, and hopefully we'll have fire. If I can point out fire and jump, like shoot and jump. Sorry. So if I play this now, okay, I got jump. Do it. Oh, which one have I mixed them up? Oh, sorry. One thing I forgot to say is up here. There's this setting up the top here. Up plus fire is jump. Muse shoestring did that by default. Maybe I bring the thing closer so you see it more carefully. I'll just take the thing out of my pocket. Yeah. Okay, yeah, up here. Yeah, we need to turn that one off because it's on by default. So I'll turn it with the space key. Alright, let's try again. I'll put this back in my pocket. Sorry about this. Not exactly the most elegant way to make a video. Now it doesn't want to stay in my pocket. Alright, try that. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, let's continue. How to continue. There we go. Sorry, it's a bit back to front of it. Alright, so we got fire, fire, fire. Jump, jump. Yeah, let's go. Let me play a bit of this. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm playing pretty good. I used to be okay at this game. I think I was better at the C64 version, but this is definitely prettier. Ah! Anyway, that's playing well. I'll give Wonderboy and Monsterland a go. I'll just turn off no scroll. Do, 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 do. Yeah, and yeah, I'm really enjoying Wonderboy and Monsterland. It's even my daughter loves this game. She's saying, "Daddy, keep playing." You know how you die at the end and you get to continue. She just said, "Yeah, yeah, keep playing, keep continuing." She wants to see what's next, what's the next baddie and all that. So again, I'll press the help key. Oh, this one, I think. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Muse said he didn't put that fire plus up as a jump stuff that workaround. This one definitely needs two buttons to play or keyboard, play it on the keyboard. So yeah, again, I'll put the money in with the 5 key and 1 is the okay, and we got a jump. The game doesn't use the fire just yet until we get our sword. I think we press on. I should probably go a bit more this way so you see things better. I push up on the pad here. Go in, blah, 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 talk, 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 talk. Now we've got a jump and a fire as well. So I can jump here if I can. Alright, oop. And I can bash this guy with this fire. So yeah, it's playing pretty good. Yeah, and it's a fun game. And there's others. I think Choplifter's coming. Yeah, Muse has been really busy with the cause, and that's great to see. And yeah, this is playing really good with a multi-button support. Yeah, the mouse is a great way to get it working. Yeah, all right, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, hopefully more of you can give it a try with your controllers and have fun too. All right.